Hey everyone, Tony Lani, National Sales Trainer with IFG, and I wanted to talk about something very important called It's the Little Things. It's the little things in the field which really makes the difference between someone who's successful and someone who's not successful. I'm going to talk a little bit about when you're going up to a door. Say you have a direct marketing lead and you go up to the door and you're knocking on the door. I like to knock on the door because they say friends knock on the door and salespeople ring the doorbell, but I kind of knock on the door a little bit. They come to the door and they say, "Oh, hi, are you Mrs. Jones?" "Yes." "Hi, Mrs. Jones. My name is Tony Lani," or "I'm Tony." I make sure I smile and I make sure I keep eye contact with them. And I said, you had sent in this card requesting a benefits package. It's my job to kind of get that out to you. You just need to take a few moments and I'll be on my way. May I come in? And I'm keeping eye contact. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to look like I'm trying to avoid and be evasive. They don't know who you are. And for you to come to their home, even though that they requested information, because sometimes you'll say, "Oh, well, I thought they were going to send something to me in the mail." And I'll very comfortably and very casually say, "You know what? It looks like this is probably about a week old, so they want to make sure to get that out to you as soon as possible. It's my job to get that out to you," and I repeat it again. I just need to go over a few things, and then I'll be on my way. May I come in? It's comfortable, it's casual, so you don't want to make them uptight. The number one thing I see is that anybody can do what we do by just reading from a script or memorizing something, but if you look creepy, if you look like you're not friendly, if you look like, "I'm not going to let this person into my home," they're not letting you in the home. And that's going to be the difference between somebody who has a high success rate of getting in and somebody who doesn't. So once they let you in, they say, "Sure, come on in. Great. Would you like me to take off my shoes? Did you want me to wipe my, whatever you need to do," and I'll start wiping my feet and just letting them know. It tells them that I'm respectful of them and respectful of their home. That's another thing they're thinking, "Oh, he's very respectful. Sure, come on in. No, that's fine. You can keep your shoes on." Great. When I walk into the house, I'm going to make sure not to lead the way. I know some people feel differently, but I don't want to lead the way. I want to say, is there a comfortable place we can sit, or can we sit in the kitchen? A lot of times business is done in the kitchen, important decisions. Or many times, I don't know how this happens, but we usually just end up sitting on the couch and talking comfortably. And I've probably made more sales sitting on the couch because they feel like I think it's like a friend coming over or a relative coming over. So I'll always make sure also to let them sit down first before I sit down. Again, it's the little things that's going to allow them to feel comfortable with you. When you do sit down, if you're going to make, they call it small talk, make sure that you pick up on subtleties around the house, that you find things in common. Maybe they have kids. I have kids. Make sure if they're into a certain sport. Sometimes I remember seeing somebody may be into some classic cars, or whatever it is. Pick up on it and comment on it sincerely from your heart. Don't just sound like a salesperson by saying, "Oh, wow, you have carpet? I do too." You don't want to sound like you're all of a sudden being very insincere. So you say, "Great, hey, how long have you been sports fishing?" or "How long have you been into cars?" And more times than I can even count, before we even start, they go, "Let me show you my car. It's in the garage." And they'll show me a classic car, or they'll show me their collection of whatever it is. They feel comfortable with you. I see more agents who will want to just go ahead and rush and go, "Well, I need to sit down. We need to go ahead and take care of this." So what you just did is you just hung yourself, because it just cut yourself off from them feeling comfortable to you. Again, it's the little things. So when you're sitting down and you start to ask questions, you say, "So, you had sent out, you had requested some information. Let me explain to you a little bit who I am." And you go through your presentation. Also, if you're sitting down, whether it's the wife or the spouse or the husband or whoever it is, whoever sent in the lead, they may be the one that you're sitting there with, but then somebody else comes into the room. I always make it a point, let's say if I'm sitting with a husband and the wife or the partner comes in, I always stand up and say hello. Make it comfortable. Don't make it like it's, "Oh, I need to get up now," and then make it look very stilted. But I go, "Oh, hi, I'm Tony." And I always want to get the feeling in the house of who is this, meaning me. So the perception is very important, because if a person walks in, let's say the wife walks in or the husband walks in, and they're kind of giving you that glare, you go, "Okay, note to self, I need to make sure to get that person as comfortable as possible with me." It's the little things. So again, when I'm having that conversation with them and I invite them, I said, oh, I know she wanted to hear a little bit about this, or, your husband had requested some information. It doesn't take long at all. I know you'll appreciate this information. Please feel free to sit down. I'm inviting them into their own home. And now they're sitting down. And the reason I'm doing that is because if you get to the end and all of a sudden that person wasn't there, and they come in towards the end, then they go, well, you know what? I really need to tell my husband, or I need to tell my wife about this. Hey, honey, this is Tony. Hi, how are you? Great. He's from the insurance company. This is the coverage, and this is how much it is per month. And they look at it and they go, yeah, okay, great. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll think about it. We'll call you, Tony. Well, because I never included them. So it's so important to make sure that everybody feels that they're on the same page. So I know we got to when you're at the door, and then when you're at sitting down and going towards the close. In our next video, we're going to talk about asking for the sale and the little subtleties, the little things on how to make sure that that works.